Good morning, YouTube. As promised, so this is the front yard. Alright, it's early in the morning, so there's cars on the road. It's a bit glary, but here we go. Alright, so I have a passion fruit vine up here. It has flowered a couple flowers, but I think it was only from the one vine, and I don't think they pollinated. I mean, it started one of them, and then the fruit dropped off. So I don't know what's going to go on with that one. But at least it's the first year it survived the winter. I ran out of room in a lot of spaces, so I created a potted plant garden up here. I did have them down here. I left some that were tough enough for this sun, but we're getting up to 33-degree days with up to 9 on the UV. So it's just a bit too hot and they're not loving it, especially in the shallow pots and black pots for a lot of them. So my little dwarf beans and basil and things, I've moved them up here to get a bit of shade from the passion fruit vine and the nasturtium vine. Now, the nasturtium's not looking as impressive as it was before. Unfortunately, I didn't get where it covered all of along down here, and it was lush and full of flowers. Basically looked like that all over. Now a lot of it's died off and it's starting to set its seeds, which is fine because I will seed save those. So in this little garden we've just got a variety of things. We've got some tomatoes are starting to set. We've got the calendula, which I've kind of let go a bit now to seed. More tomatoes, some corn, some pumpkins, little, I think, basil and bush zucchini, some pumpkins down there. This amazing fennel, which was a 50-cent save from Big W Grunt Garland last year, has done this over 2 years now, so it's come all the way up to almost the roof. Had to tie it back, and it's flowered, and then it overwintered. I cut it halfway down, and then it sprouted up from the base and decided that it's a perennial of sorts. This is a lovely curry tree from my friend May that she gave us for Christmas. It's amazing. It's currently in flower, you can see. I'm hoping to get seeds and propagate those, which would be incredible. Alright, more potted garden. You can hear my kids in the background. It's school holidays and they want their iPads, but I have put a not till 12 o'clock rule in. That's not going so well for them, but I know they can do it, so on we go. Fruit trees, more things in containers. Again, it's too hot for a lot of things. They're not loving the sun. Pears, apples. Did have a Santa Rosa plum, but I think the possum took it. I had a lot more fruit, honestly, but possums have taken it. I only had so many produce bags, so fortunately that's how it goes, which is fine. Little area here planted out. So I'll show you down here. This is one of my latest plant outs. Alright, so other side of the fennel. So I've got seeds underneath, and then top layer of tomatoes, gazanias, watermelons. I had to buy a couple of big starts. There's some varieties that I just didn't have the seeds for, I was too late with, including the lunchbox and the Bengal tiger, which is very cool. More peanut plants there because I didn't have anywhere else to put them. And a border of beans is popping up, and hopefully along here should be golden nugget pumpkins. do have some things popping up. Alright. So more zucchinis, more tomatoes, more pumpkins. I mean, basically we're just trying to put in as much food as we can in any spare space we've got. So here's another little garden. This is my one. More zucchinis, corn, pumpkins. These potatoes are actually purple. Tomatoes. Seed say sunflowers from last year. Sorry for the noise. Get close to the road. See if I can find any female flowers that might tell me what these pumpkins are, because I know what I put in and then I just keep putting pumpkins in over the top because the snails attack, and not sure. Oh, I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure if it's getting thrown off or if that's actually what it is, but we'll find out. I've got scarlet runner beans going there. I mean, I put so many beans along that fence, but snails. It was up to 400 a night when we would go out and check. Along here, I'll put more tomatoes. Sort of made this little garden bed. It's kind of a bits and pieces garden bed. This one's not so happy looking because, I mean, I keep putting more things in there, keep putting seeds in there, and then it gets blasted by the sun. This garden bed also looks awful. I thought it would be perfect for babying things, but apparently it's perfect for a snail's breakfast. This area, so I bought a couple of tomato plants before I knew that we were getting out of lockdown many months ago, and didn't know what they were apart from being told a variety, and within certain varieties of tomatoes there's determinate and indeterminate tomatoes. So determinate tomato, you know how many tomatoes basically it's going to produce, you know how high it definitely is going to be, and an indeterminate tomato, it has an infinite possibility of tomatoes it can produce, and depends basically if it's got the room to grow and the nutrients to how high it's going to be. So had no idea that I was planting my indeterminate cherry tomatoes at the front, thinking I had bushing cherry tomatoes, and my determinates at the back. Oh my goodness, my mistake. Anyway, so I had to rookie string it up into the tree because it outgrew its stake. Where is it? Where did its stake go? Down here. Oh gosh. This was its stake. That's how high it is. Yeah. I won't make that mistake again. But at least it's got something to trellis up onto, and I was worried about the winds we've had from the storms the other week snapping it down. Especially when we're setting some really good fruit on some of the other ones. I think the cherries started to set some. Yeah. And this side started to set some. I don't know about the tomatoes at the back so much. I'm not sure whether they're being blocked out or not. Anyway, on we go. So yes, that is the amazing front from this side. There's a whole nother world on the other side. This is our overproducing patty pan squash. We've got so many off that already. More tomatoes. I might actually get some capsicums. Shit. Fingers crossed. here. Oh yeah, we've got that's a patty pan squash. This little cheeky marrow. Another garden at the back. This hexie bed. A bit of bishamosel. It was only planted with pumpkins and corn, and apparently we got tomatoes. And tomatoes and tomatoes all through it from composting. Which is where I've come from, which is amazingly lush. So we've planted out here, all the way down, and we even took over the verge because we just had too many plants. So we've got pumpkins, zucchinis, sunflowers, you know we've got it in there basically. Beans. Zucchinis are just producing like crazy. We must have about 80 zucchini plants, no joke. Tomatoes, corn, tomatoes, pumpkins, sunflower, it keeps getting attacked. This is Caroline's sunflower, it keeps getting attacked by the birds. Every time it pops her head, then it gets snapped off. Hopefully she can see it today, otherwise I have a little bit of a video to show her. From this, we use a lot of the lavender in making things as well, so all the lavender does actually get used as well as being pretty. And those pumpkins. Now, again, I am not too sure what they are, I just know they're big and they're happy and healthy and putting roots down in the lawn. So, I mean, that's fine. We pretty much know that we mow it when they get to about here and hold them up, and then now it's just mowed basically until this section won't get mowed again until autumn, so it's going to be a bit forest-like, but I guess that just adds to what makes this look so amazing, quite frankly. To me, with all the butterflies flying around, it just looks pretty magical. And who knew that you could get such an amazing garden and play space into a rental? I mean, I wouldn't have known that was possible, honestly, until we actually saw it. If you like what you see, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you are going in your rental and what you actually have growing. Until next time, bye.